Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. This is a video that I wanted to make because it's more of like a PSA, a public service announcement for Abyssal runners. This is particularly for people who are running like T1, maybe T2 Abyss sites solo in frigates in the Jita region or like close to Jita. Because they have been getting ganked. And I want to basically like make sure that people are aware of this, that people have been getting ganked even in lower tier abyssal sites. Because the thing is, people, it's a pretty well-known thing. I mean, usually people who run high tier abyss learn in one way or another, either from other people or from getting ganked themselves, that running high tier abyss sites in very populated regions of high sec is not the smartest thing, because you will sooner or later get ganked. Like, I have been ganked quite a while ago, multiple times, because I really didn't understand how how people are able to gank a really strong healer. It didn't make any sense to me, but I learned the hard way that you just have to have enough alpha, and with a very cheap setup you can easily gank these multi-billion ISK healers. So it has never really come to my mind that okay, people would gank, the crappy, or not crappy, but like the crappy abyss sites like T1s, T2s, because it's a common thing that people do abyss sites solo in frigates, in the T1 and T2s. It's a good alternative. You can earn some decent ISK. I mean, it's not amazing ISK, but you can earn some decent ISK, like 50 to 100 million, even if you're really fast. So it is a relatively profitable activity, and you don't need a whole lot. You just need really a good fitted assault frigate, or maybe even a worm. That, for example, I'm using right now. You can see this worm right here. This is a ship I'm working on. I'm trying to get it to do T1 exotics really fast. But there are people, in fact, even ganking T1s and T2s, and there's a particular reason for it. Now, before I get into that, I just want to quickly announce the recent skin giveaways. I said last time that I was going to give away 3 skins for the Procurer Scoped Syndication skin. This one right here. But I have actually just finished my exams, and it's a pretty good time for me right now because I feel finally pretty relaxed. So I'm going to instead give away 5. So these are the 5 winners: A1Han, A Kalnari, Elran, Aztec Nightmare, and Arongos. So you 5 will be contracted in Jita, your own Procurer Scope Syndication skin in due time. Hope you guys enjoy and mine in style, or add some dankisk if you want to sell it. So either way, when it comes to this abyssal ganking that I was talking about now in T1 and T2 sites, okay, the reason is because like people are getting ganked is because it's very easy to gank these kind of ships. So this worm right here, right? I mean, it's a pretty beefy frigate, but it's still not invincible, and it's definitely not an extremely tanky ship, especially for certain resist types, because this is a shield-based ship, so it will have very low EM resist. This can be ganked very easily. You can in fact just gank this in just a basic Tech 1 destroyer. Now, how would you gank this? I mean, look at my fit right here. It's not particularly like expensive. I mean, the only thing really is this Guristas small shield booster, and even that is worth hardly anything. Small shield extender. Basically, economically, it's not at all really worth ganking this. The reason is because there are many people who run these T1 and T2 solo abyss sites that run them in like somewhat blingy ships. What I mean by somewhat blingy is that there are many people who use like a blinged shield booster, for example, maybe a blinged MWD, like that, these maybe Corelli A-type something, 1M Afterburner. You can see this is worth, not like crazy prices, but it is worth something. And if you can gank a single frigate in a single destroyer, this is going to pay back double the amount as your whole ganking setup. Look at this MWD right here. Like, look at this armor repair right here. Like, these things people are very often carrying in their ships that they are using to do these T1 and T2 sites. And I mean, it is worth it in terms of like what you get, because if you have a good armor repair, you'll be able to do the sites very fast, and you can earn some decent ISK even from the T1 and T2 solo. I said before that you can earn between 50 and 100 million ISK per hour if you do if more close to 100 if you do the T2s really fast. So there is this one guy particularly who I've encountered myself who popped me and wrecked my ship really hard. This guy called Addict Dash. He has wrecked my face, and he And I'm very certain that there are many other people as well that are going around ganking people in the T1 and T2 filaments who are doing these in frigates. He is using he's ganking people basically every day. I can even show you his Z kill right now. He is ganking people every day, all day. I don't understand how this guy has time for this, but he is ganking people every day. You see this? He's ganking like hawk, worm, and then he's ganked a bunch of hawks the other day as well. There's like some hawks here, more worms. He's ganking a lot of worms, in fact. There's some hawks, even more hawks. And you can see here, what I was talking about before, that people are like putting a little bit of bling on their ships. So like, for example, this one right here. This hawk right here, he's using a Dread Guristas ballistic control system. And it's like a nice module, you get some extra DPS, very good on the CPU, right? And this guy probably was earning a lot of ISK from doing these low tier sites, even though he was using a pretty, you know, expensive ship, but you earn pretty good amounts of ISK. The thing is, this guy is just using one destroyer. All it takes is just one destroyer, and you're able to gank a hawk like this. The reason is, there's two reasons why this works, okay? First off, it's the reason I told you guys before that many of these ships, like the Hawk, for example, if we go to the Hawk, this stupid market is completely glitching out. See the Hawk. If we go in the fitting simulator, the Hawk has a very, very bad EM resist. If he's going like with this coercer right here, he's basically almost only going to do EM damage. He will just nuke this thing straight away, just completely annihilate it. It's very easy to gank like this, like absolutely no issue whatsoever. That is one reason. Like many of these ships are very favorable for him to gank. Like, you know, just like that, you can just gank him very easily with one destroyer, just because the tank is not there. But you can still have pretty good tank on these assault frigates, especially if you have like an assault damage control like that guy has. And when I was looking at the math, even when I got ganked, I'm looking at the maths, I should be able to kill him if in a 1v1. Like if I were to like 1v1, like attack him straight away, use my tank, afterburn and everything, I should be able to kill him. That should have been possible, because he has basically no tank on his ship right here. You can see here, he's got like no tank basically. He would die really quickly, especially with a bit of Concord support as well. He would die really quickly. Do you know why people get ganked like this? Because they are so relaxed, including myself. I was really relaxed. Like when I'm doing the T1s and T2s, I was thinking like, oh, no one's going to gank me, right? No one's going to gank me. I mean, who's going to gank me? Why would anyone gank a stupid T1 Abyss site? Well, there is happening. And because of that people are relaxed, like including myself, because what I was doing, I was literally just, watching a movie on my second monitor. And then, like, I was barely even paying attention to what I was doing. I was just, like, wrecking the Abyss sites, because I was doing just T1s, T1 exotics. Like, it was basically a steamroll for me. So I was like, really not hardly paying any attention at all. Actually, no, I was not really watching a movie, but I was watching a YouTube video by a guy called The Oz. So it was a very long video, and it was where he was doing some Abyss sites to the Hawk. And what happened was, I was just watching that video, like looking at what he was doing, and then I just hear the whole timer, or not the whole timer, I think the armor timer. And I was thinking, oh wait, that's probably him, right? I went, no, his shields are full HP. And I look at mine, and I said, oh no, popped. My ship got popped. And I was like, what? How am I even getting ganked? That's the thing. It has to do with, like, you know, they're pretty easy to gank, these singular frigates, and also people are really not paying attention. So they're like, I was just sitting there idle at 0, not activating any modules. I'm gonna get insta nuked. It's just so easy. So if I was paying attention, I could probably kill the guy. I would just like use my afterburner, pull range, overheat my shield booster, overheat my missiles. You see this DPS we got right here, 330 DPS. Launch the drones at him, wreck him. You know. The thing is, none of that happened. I was just sitting there like a complete stupid head at 0, completely still, allowing him to get perfect application with conflag and everything on me and completely destroy me. So that's why I wanted to talk to you guys about. Just be careful when you're running T1 and T2 solo frig sites. It is very relaxing, but people will gank you, especially if you are running in populated regions of space. Like I think that running the T1s and T2 solo is not really a big issue. If you're running it in Jita, people say, oh, don't run Abyss sites in Jita. I'd only say really don't run the Jita sites if you're doing like really like bling ships that like people will feel tornadoes and that kind of stuff. If you're just running the frig sites, I'll say just don't put too much bling on your ship. and be aware of when you get out of the site. Don't let yourself get caught like that, because you should be able to kill the ganker if he tries to get you. But just keep in mind that they do get ganked, because this is something really, I've run Abyss sites so many Abyss sites, and I never expected this. Like a T1 or T2 solo frigate runner is going to get ganked, even if in a even in a non-gankable ship, or one that's not really worth time. I mean, my ship was not worth ganking. He barely got any profit at all from it, just wasted his time. But still, there is always the potential for having these kind of kills. Like, I mean, you see here, this guy, okay, he didn't drop anything good. He didn't seem to drop the good stuff. You see, he didn't drop his, but he could have dropped this Correlator 5mm. He could have dropped this small cat battery. I mean, small shield descender, this small cat battery right here. And there are many other ships as well, like as you saw that Hawk over there. And he seems to be ganking some Guristas too. But you can see here, this guy didn't drop any good either. So it's a lot of like, this guy seems to be having a rough time around here. But well, look at this. Oh, he didn't drop anything good either. He could have got that Pith A-type small shield booster, 130 million. So it's like he's using a ship that's maybe worth, I don't know, 10, 15 million. How much does this Guristas cost? Like hardly anything. So he's earning big profits from doing this. He's earning very big profits from doing this, especially when he gets lucky. Like when they actually do drop good stuff, he'll be earning some crazy ISK. I mean, look here, he just got 71 mil just like that, like 5 times worth his ship right here. Got like a bunch of ISK from this, but also he got the 5MN right here that's worth quite a bit. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be careful out there and don't lose your attention. I did, and I paid for it. So hope this helps you. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.